A very good evening to one and all. I welcome you all to this newspaper analysis initiative. The first article for the day: US locked and loaded as Iran protests turn deadly. See, US President threat to intervene in Iran if protests turned deadly amidst economic unrest and resulting in clashes. And Iran also warned of retaliatory strikes against US interest. Okay, see, yesterday we were looking into this Iran's civil protest that has been happening there, and the reason for this is rising cost of living. See, at first, the Iranian government accepted that economic conditions were difficult. Later, however, it described the protesters as rioters. And Iran faces a major dilemma, that is, it has to reduce public dissatisfaction and also maintaining the political control. And the reason for this cost of living is mainly due to the sanctions and weak economic conditions. And that is limiting the government's ability to introduce quick and effective reforms. And US also used strong public statements and threats claiming support for democratic aspirations in Iran. Overall, this whole article shows that how domestic unrest in Iran can quickly turn into a geopolitical issue. Okay, the next article for the day: Center directs X to check Grok misuse in morphing images. See, what happened is the Métis has issued a notice to social media platform X, that is Twitter. Okay, and the reason is its AI chatbot Grok is allegedly helping users undress or alter clothing in women's photos and generating obscene or manipulating visuals. And government has issued a directive in this regard, and they has asked X to conduct a comprehensive review of technical mechanisms, procedural safeguards and governance policies to ensure Grok is not misused to create fake accounts, generate obscene or morphed images, and circulate non-consensual manipulated visuals. Why this matters? Grok is known for its minimal filtering, unlike other AI chatbots. Concerns relate to digital safety of women, AI misuse, and big tech accountability. So you can use this example when you are writing the mains answer. See, the next article for the day: Assam tribal body rejects group of ministers' proposal to grant ST status to 6 OBC communities. See, a tribal umbrella body in Assam known as Coordination Committee of Tribal Organization of Assam has rejected the proposal to grant scheduled tribe status to 6 OBC communities, and they are Koch, Rajbongshi, Chutia, Matak, Moran, Thai, Ahom and T tribes. Just know the names of these tribes. They can ask you in prelims. And why the opposition? The tribal groups say the proposal is illegal and unconstitutional. Their main fear is loss of political and reservation rights for existing ST communities from Panchayat level to Lok Sabha. And the key argument that was given is ST status is not caste based, and it is based on tribal characteristics like distinct culture, geographical isolation, social and economic backwardness as defined by the Lokur Committee 1965. This Lokur Committee is also important for us. The next is the reservation concern. Assam already has 59% reservation above the Supreme Court's 50% cap. That is the Supreme Court's 1992 judgment. And if these groups are added as STs, reservation could cross 70%, which the tribal body says is clearly unconstitutional. See, the next article for the day: Transforming a waste-ridden urban India. See, at COP30 in Brazil, waste was placed at the center of climate action. The idea was simple: waste is not garbage, it is a resource. Reducing organic waste can cut methane emissions, improve air quality, and support inclusive growth. And this aligns with India's mission life, which promotes mindful consumption and circular living. When you look into India's urban waste crisis, India's cities are growing rapidly and so is waste. By 2030, Indian cities may generate up to 165 million tons of waste annually. By 2050, this could rise to 436 million tons. Without early solutions, this will worsen pollution, public health, and climate impacts. Making cities garbage free by 2026 is not cosmetic, it is essential now. So, what is the way forward? The first is the circular economy. More than 50% of municipal waste is organic, which can be composted or used for biogas and electricity. Plastic and dry waste need strict segregation at source and better recycling systems. Construction and demolition waste, about 12 million tons a year, is a major urban problem but can be recycled if rules are enforced properly. See the next article for the day, and recasting sanitation with urban rural partnership. See, water reuse is critical for urban and rural water security. Like recycling wastewater for agriculture and industry is now unavoidable. Under Swachh Bharat Mission Phase 2, that is ODF Plus, the focus has shifted from toilets to managing fecal sludge safely. Now, urban-rural sanitation models, if you look into, Maharashtra shows a workable model. Village near cities use urban fecal sludge treatment plants through formal agreements. Costs are covered via small sanitation taxes. Other villages use cluster-level treatment plants. This ensures dignity, health, and sustainability. However, there are challenges ahead, like this circularity faces hurdles like poor segregation, weak enforcement, limited municipal capacity, market and quality issues for recycled products. Yet, with better coordination, enforcement, and citizen participation, recycling can become a strong pillar of India's urban and rural transformation. See, the next article for the day is unenviable choice. Growth generating capital expenditure can affect fiscal targets. See, GST collections at December 2025 stood at 1.74 lakh crore rupees. At first glance, that looks healthy, but in reality, it shows how tight the government's fiscal space has become. This GST data reflects November's economic activity, which was the second month after GST rate cuts. Collections were only slightly higher than November's 1.7 lakh crore. That was expected. The idea that tax cuts would immediately boost demand and revenues was over optimistic. See, this article argues that when people get tax relief, they usually save more or repay loans first. Higher consumption comes later. The same thing happened after the budget 2025 income tax changes, where incomes up to 12 lakh were exempted. So yes, GST and income tax cuts were good for households, but in the short term, they are hurting government revenues more than helping. See, the numbers make this clear. Total tax revenue till November 2025 was 13.9 lakh crore rupees, which is 3.4% lower than last year. At the same time, capital expenditure jumped 28%, reaching 6.58 lakh crore rupees. This is positive for growth, roads, railways, infrastructure, but it puts pressure on finances. See, revenue expenditure like salaries, pensions, and interest payments cannot be cut easily. The government has very limited flexibility there. The centre has tried to raise money through higher GST and excise on tobacco and pan masala, but this kick in only from February 1. So benefits will come mainly next year. Another problem is very low wholesale inflation. So this automatically worsens the key ratios like fiscal deficit, debt to GDP ratio. So the government now faces a tough choices. Either cut back on capital expenditure, which hurts growth, or miss fiscal deficit targets, which affects the credibility. See, the next article for the day, India has the right to defend itself against terrorism, Foreign Affairs Minister. So in this, you can straight away use the heading itself as a statement in your mains answer. The another article, ED arrest IAS officer over money laundering. You can quote this as an example in ethics paper. Okay, integrity related stuffs, you can quote this one as a negative example. And the next article, Supreme Court slams denial of bail to give accused a taste of imprisonment as a lesson. See, the Supreme Court has reiterated the core principle of criminal justice, that is, bail is the rule and jail is an exception. The court strongly criticized the practice of keeping accused persons in prolonged pre-trial detention, reminding authorities that every under trial is presumed innocent until proven guilty. See, the pre-trial detention is not punishment because pre-trial custody is meant only for investigation needs. It cannot become punishment without conviction. Such detention violates due process of law and converts procedure itself into punishment. See the next article for the day, government to help teachers use AI will ease open schooling framework. See, the Vikshit Bharat Shiksha Adhishtan Bill 2025 proposes major reforms in India's higher education regulatory framework. The bill also aims to modernize education by liberalizing open schooling, integrating artificial intelligence in teaching, and aligning technical education with employment and entrepreneurship. Now, this liberalization of open schooling. See, the bill proposes expanding and liberalizing the National Institute of Open Schooling. It will allow learners of all age groups to complete secondary and higher secondary education, promotes lifelong learning, reskilling, and second chance education. And it also helps those outside the formal schooling system. So, this supports inclusivity and flexibility in education. The other one is the integration of artificial intelligence. The bill emphasizes the use of AI in teaching and teacher education. AI can improve personalized learning, assessments, and curriculum design. And teachers will need training in digital and artificial intelligence literacy. So, this reflects the need to keep education relevant in the digital age. See, from this article, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal can directly buy coal from Coal India Limited. Just know now that Bangladesh, Bhutan, and Nepal can join in the online coal auctions directly. Okay, that is one thing you have to know from here. The next article is the Export Promotion Mission. Government unveils 2 more credit linked plans. See, the Government of India has introduced 2 new components under the Export Promotion Mission to improve access to affordable credit for exporters, especially micro, small, and medium enterprises, that is MSMEs. With an outlay of 5,181 crore rupees over 6 years, these initiatives aim to reduce the cost of export finance, improve liquidity, and strengthen India's integration into global value chains. See, Indian exporters, particularly MSMEs, face problems such as high interest rates, lack of collateral, and limited access to formal credit. The new schemes under the Niryat Protsahan seek to ease these constraints, enhance competitiveness, and support export-led growth. The 2 government initiatives are, the first one is the interest subvention on export credit. This provides interest subsidy on both pre-shipment and post-shipment rupee export credit, and it is applicable mainly to MSME exporters. Okay. And the other one is the collateral support through credit guarantee. So it addresses the problem of insufficient collateral. So this is implemented through Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for MSME on a pilot basis, and they have guaranteed the coverage up to 85% for micro and small exporters and up to 65% for medium exporters. Here in this, Yemen separatists declare independence transition. See, UAE backed separatist forces in Yemen have announced a 2-year transition plan to form an independent state after capturing large areas in southern Yemen. See, this announcement raises the possibility that Yemen may once again be divided into north and south, and by January 2028, and this is similar to the period between 1967 and 1990, and the proposed new state will be called South Arabia. So that's all for today. Thank you all for joining.